back with another episode. Y'all know what it is. It's not he say, it's not she say, it's T say. Oh, with a nod. Okay? Because it's ladies' night. So only that's ladies. How we doing, ladies?
We doing fine. Fine.
We cold, but we fine.
And it's chilly weather.
You already know I'm finna go ahead and get into these introductions because we got us a guest today.
Ooh.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Tasha T. DST. You know. Okay. We can't do that, but yeah,
No,
you
you
go.
can't do that.
You
I do
represent for your
Do your thing.
Delta Sigma Theta.
Sorority.
Yes.
Incorporated.
There you go.
Thank you.
Happy belated Founders Day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Was it
glad.
yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Okay now.
Mm-hmm.
How was that for you? Did you come here for something special or?
Well, yeah.
Tell us about it. What was you doing?
You know, we was doing the things. We was moving and we was shaking and we was, you
Was
know,
y'all
we was
down
out
at
with it.
Ty's joint?
We were down at Ty's
Okay,
joint.
I seen y'all.
Yeah.
I seen y'all doing it. Okay.
You had some chicken?
There was some chicken.
I'm just saying.
There, you know it was chicken
You got a
involved.
piece of wing on
I don't have not a piece
Okay, I
left,
was
but
just-
it was some catfish.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
some shrimp. It
You
was
had the
good.
time.
It
We
looked like
did.
it was a real good time. I seen somebody posted on Facebook. It looked like y'all was real lit. It
We
was
were.
cold out, but it looked like y'all had
You know.
it steaming up in that
You
time.
doing it for 2024.
You know, we trying.
You
We
know,
trying.
we got our very first licensed professional counselor here. She's got her own business. She specializes in us black and brown folks.
I know that's right.
Amen.
Okay?
The
You
ones that
better-
only take it to Jesus or forget about
I'm
it.
so.
Oh, we gonna talk about it.
Let's talk.
Okay.
I was
We
gonna
gonna
get
talk
right
about it.
into
Okay,
that
now.
immediately because again, you specialize in black and brown people. So, are you seeing an increase of willingness for us to come and get help, or
Mhm.
you know, is it still like are we willing to get it, or is it still like a reservation towards it type thing?
It's both.
Okay.
It's definitely both.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely seen more people, probably like closer to our age group.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Embracing it, being like, you know what, some got to shake. I need a little bit of extra something. But there's definitely still that stigma. You know, and I would say not even just with the older folks, but you know, those of us who was raised by the older folks.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Who still feel some level of shame, or like maybe it's something wrong with me since I can't figure it out by myself. Blah 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 blah. So it's definitely both.
That is so me.
We just started.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like before I seek help, can I work on it myself? But
Yeah.
I'm already a little crazy. So.
I mean, we all are.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But usually what happens with us, what I see is that a lot of people do it that way, right? Like, let me figure it out, let me figure it out, let me figure it out. So by the time they get to me, they're in a full-on crisis. Whereas if they had just came in when they first recognized that they had an issue that they needed some support with, we wouldn't have even had to get to the crisis. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think we recognize it's an issue at first, or is it just we so used to trying to figure it out on our own, we don't recognize it until we're about to crash?
It's both. I feel like that's about to be my answer to everything. Like,
It's
it's
both.
both.
It's okay.
Both of them, right?
Ask China what she like, boys or girls.
Both of
Okay.
them.
Both of them.
It's both. So yeah, we good.
I'm not mad about that.
Okay.
But that's a different podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway. No, I think we recognize like, oh shit. But then also we are very much, and in particular, black women, like, okay, but I'm gonna figure it out. I got it. But you don't got it.
Okay.
Right? But because you've been told you have to got it, right? You have to do the things. You know it's wrong, you know it's off, but yet you still don't feel like you deserve or get to seek help. So it's definitely both. It's definitely
okay,
both.
deserve or okay.
That's why she got her
I
own
can feel you.
business.
I can feel that.
That's why she specializes in
I
that.
can feel that though.
Yeah.
For real. No, for real.
No, it's real. It's
That
real.
is.
I'm sure any of us could think of a time where we knew we were overwhelmed, we were overworked, we didn't have what we needed. But as soon as we thought about, okay, can I ask somebody for help? That throat closed up a little bit. You put that phone down like, no.
that's good.
I don't want nobody to know that I can't
I'd
do
rather
X, Y, and
internalize
Z.
it and go back
Exactly.
to school.
Exactly.
That's real life. That is real life.
Or feel like someone did me a favor. For me, I feel like somebody felt like they doing me a favor.
They gonna
Because,
hang it
like,
over your head.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
gonna hang it over my
Yeah.
head because like when I have asked for help before, it's always, you know, if someone in the heat of the moment, they'll go back to that moment. Oh, well, remember when you, remember when, and I think a lot, well, me, not a lot of us, but me, I don't want that, because then from there our friendship will end.
Yeah.
Our
anything will
connection
end. Absolutely.
Listen.
You know, because I
Absolutely.
don't need that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need you to be understanding and never, not so much never bring it back up, but always remember you were doing it out of a good place.
But
Not
see,
now.
that's why I tell people, like, your therapist is not your friend. I am not your friend. Right? We might be friendly. We don't have a good relationship, right? But I'm not there to be your friend, because your friend may do things like that. Your friend, your partner, your cousin, your whoever the hell may do things like that. Well, remember that time you needed help with your groceries and I was there. Da, 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 da. Your therapist's not gonna do that. I'm gonna remind you maybe of some patterns, right? Like, this looking real similar to what we did last Tuesday, and we ain't like what happened last Tuesday, right? But your therapist is not there to judge, to hang things over your head. But people, when they think about therapy, they just think about, like, I'm just talking to somebody, and so they think of it the same way as, like, if I'm just talking to my friend, but it's different. It's not the same. Now, for me, like, I wanted to feel similar in the way that I'm, like, just how I'm talking to y'all is how I talk in the therapy room. It's not overly like, oh, well, when you do it, like, I'm not like that.
Take me back to a time when you were a child.
Right, like it's not like over, like stiff, you know what I'm saying, or like what you would typically see in, like, movies and TV shows. But at the same time, like, I'm walking with you in a particular direction on purpose. Your friend might just be listening to you vent or giving you some advice. That's not my job. That's not what I do.
Okay.
That's dope. That's dope. And well, we're gonna get back into that, because we can't get by without T.I. Hi, T.I. We get this podcast off with a vengeance.
Chilling and fabulous.
Good.
And hopeful.
Me too. I feel empowered already. We only 8 minutes in. You better work then. You better.
That's what I do. The invoices in the mail.
Okay. China Pierre.
What up?
The barber. Don't use Nair. They'll get you real nice and faded with your hair. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Cold as hell, but
Yeah,
I'm blessed and highly favored.
that's it. We had that Michigan weather that hit us, and by the grace, we was all right. But it is cold.
It's like
cold.
-12.
Okay.
Negative.
So I don't know. Did we get as much snow as they said?
Because they said we were supposed to get like 22 inches, and that's not too
So I was taking the poll, like, who liked the most so far, Cat Williams or the winter storm. So the winter storm,
Definitely the
okay.
winter storm.
The winter storm, okay.
I like a good amount, but it's more so ice and the coldness than
Yeah.
the actual snow coming in.
Because Friday, the kids could have went to school.
Show could.
They could
Or
have
had
had
a half a day.
Half a
Yeah,
day,
they
something like
could've.
that. You know what I mean? It wasn't to the point where they couldn't get transportation up and down the road. It was fine Friday, honestly.
It really didn't start getting bad until like 4 o'clock.
4, 5
Yeah.
o'clock.
After school time.
I mean, for most people, Friday is just the day before the weekend.
Yeah.
But after this Friday, the neighborhood will never be the same. All right, let's just get into it. Literally, Cat Williams. We gonna get that on out the way right now. Cat Williams. We about a week or two behind as far as talking about it, but we can still talk about it because it's still relevant. And as far as the relevance and the memes and everything that's going around, do y'all really think he was wrong for anything that he did or said or how he portrayed or
I
did
think
his
so. I think it's his opinion. I think it's what he went through. I think it's what he saw, what he heard, what was introduced to him. So his delivery may not be the way everybody wanted it to be, because
I think something triggered him before that interview.
I
feel like something happened leading up.
And he was like,
and then
that's
him
enough.
and Shannon was talking before they said, okay, go live.
And then too, think about it. He has a lot of comedy tours about to come up. So you got to think about, the placement and how they're doing things and how things are going down accordingly. He did this interview. He has city tours lined up right afterwards. All these come out. You want to see Cat Williams. So I think strategically he did what he is supposed to do. You know what I mean? To get the most bang for his buck.
You gotta get that promo.
I mean,
that promo.
Look, everybody starts sharing when he come to Grand Rapids. They're like, "Are we going?"
Oh, I'm
we
going.
Now everybody going. That was
He did
good. That was
I'm
good for
going.
him.
So everybody want to go see because they like he gotta talk about it.
That was very, and then what's even what's funnier is Kevin Hart's ex-wife is going on tour with him.
Man.
Like this is the most, and not
Oxymoron.
okay. And not only that, Kevin Hart movie that he just put on Netflix is terrible.
Horrible.
Netflix is just throwing money at
You
people.
should have left that. Not left it. You should have left it where it was at.
Somebody else should have said
Don't
that
be
wrong.
no fat face out loud.
Okay. Kevin Hart should have told them people to go get Brandon T. Jackson. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. No,
But
that was
see,
terrible.
he's being paid. You see what I mean?
You don't need to check that.
Kevin,
All checks, all money ain't good money, man. Like,
I'm not at that point in my life.
Yeah.
At this point, all checks are good checks. Like, I'm gonna take it.
I feel you.
I'm
Kevin
gonna
Hart,
take it.
I would
Tubi call me.
yeah.
I'm gonna take it.
Two. Well, you know, Cedric, he got
said, I know
4
Tubi.
specials that didn't get it on. He was like, let me repeat it. 4 specials that didn't make it on Tubi or Netflix.
Okay, let me say it again. Netflix or Tubi.
You saw Tubi tweeted. Tubi said, I guess it's just me and you, Netflix. I guess it's just us two.
Yeah, sure. Tubi got all the hood movies.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
Tubi
come
got
on
everything.
now.
If you ain't making Tubi
You don't even.
special,
They don't even
like,
kill
hey.
you right in Tubi. So if
No.
you can't get on Tubi,
Tubi.
I mean, I don't know. I might want to hit up Tubi for see if they take T-Say. This is
Oh,
this is
yeah.
right there. This is right
Oh, they
there.
gonna take
Yeah,
it.
yeah, this good. This good. But no, like I don't think. I don't know how to say this. I don't think there's nothing wrong with how he approached it necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Did he go a little above and beyond, a little too hard on certain things? Absolutely. You don't have to keep sitting there talking about your dick getting sucked. We don't need to keep hearing it, okay? We good.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make it to where my booty hole's still intact and I ain't have to suck no
said
dick.
that
Like
still a
5
virgin.
times.
That virgin booty hole is in
And it's still a virgin. He wanted everybody to
He has
know.
not been
It's still a virgin.
violated. And
Yeah.
most of those people have been violated.
how many people
That type of
nowadays
way
is coming
for
out
the
saying that?
money
Yeah.
and for the fame.
Yeah,
You
that's
just,
why.
you know, it's a different world when you got money like that.
Oh, yeah.
When he
he's
said that
sell your
man,
soul.
what did he say? He said he asked to suck my dick in a room full of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he said, I get there, think I'm gonna be the only one, and there's 3 other black dudes. Like, what did y'all do?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what y'all doing in here? Y'all let him do that?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know that much money. What? That's. No, I
Hey,
don't know.
well, you know what?
But I'm already gay. I don't know. I'm not.
You know, most people do
Well,
funny
for you,
things
it'll make you
because,
have to
like,
do some straight shit.
yeah, because
That's
they were on the
So
Carissa
you gonna suck
show.
this penis or no? So
For a movie part?
That's what they had to, because they couldn't be like, you gonna eat this coochie, because you like, I mean, Alexis.
That's
cool.
what I gotta
Then
do.
we finna get a check. You cool with it or not? They gonna have to be like, hey,
Oh, so if I was
yeah.
gonna be like
Yo,
the
yo,
lead
bad
in Black
thing.
Panther, and they like you
yo,
go.
think they'll have
I
to
mean,
get
I
you
might. If
in.
it's like $50 million, I'll look
I
at
would say,
Alexis
how
3
much would it
times.
take to-
I'll look at Alexis a few times.
So would you let
Like
somebody
that
shit
dude.
on you?
Shit, literally. Feces?
Yeah.
Where are my pearls? So I
Wait
can
a
touch
minute.
them?
Hold on, because
What are we
they had
doing?
it on the Carissa show.
They did.
Hold on.
They did.
That's the
And
thing.
they had Ari
No.
on there, and
Yeah.
it was a question like, you pick up your drink if you would allow it or not. And they asked Ari, she was like, so, you know, would you let somebody urinate on you? She picked up her drink, drank it. She was like, well, would you let somebody shit on you? And she picked that drink up, and she was, and you know,
Nah,
Carissa
baby.
was like, hold on.
Yeah,
You know,
Carissa,
not-
that's when they
she
came
was
out about
like-
the golden showers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
okay,
okay.
okay.
And she was like, not me. And then Ari was like, for that money, like, you telling
Some
me
people
somebody
would-
offered you.
No.
Yeah,
So
some
if
people will.
somebody bad,
Me
like,
personally, I kill you dead.
yeah. She's
Yeah,
like,
no.
you go in that shower and rinse that shit off, bitch, and go shopping.
Oh
You know what I mean? So people, they
What if you get a piece of dookie stuck in your belly button? you missed it. Now you just all day long. Just, what is that?
Is it still on me?
Right.
just to know somebody
we
shit
doing?
on you in real life would be hard.
That's
doing
what I'm
here?
saying. That's what I'm saying. This is just I'm not doing that for no money. That's all the
But
line.
some people
We're
suck
good.
the showers
We're
for
good.
no
Money
money.
either.
We're
Like,
good.
certain things is just not worth
Yeah.
my integrity. I feel like bodily fluids, some of them in some type of foul way. In some type of foul way, I would
Wait a minute,
never.
right,
You
yeah.
feel me? I'm not gonna allow you to urinate on me or shit on me or
Absolutely
do
not.
certain things to me because like people do that out of rage.
Yeah.
I can spit on
Control.
that bitch.
It's
I can,
control.
you know what I mean? When you get ready to go out, you feel like you get shy. I'm about to shit on these hoes. You know what I mean? Literally.
But some people literally
For
mean it.
real.
No, I mean literally. We see. I mean, I get it, but nah. I crossed the line at
Bodily fluids of
Yeah.
those sorts.
Of those sorts.
and
Yeah.
I feel like Cat Williams. I would try to make it through without having to do
Yeah,
anything.
he said he's still
As long
intact
as you
in
got
all
that
those
virgin
type of
booty hole,
ways.
you good then.
His mouth and
My
his
God.
booty hole. So I pride him
My
on
God.
that.
Yeah.
being in, you know, like corporate, not even corporate America, just like money wise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like money makes people do weird things. You got enough money.
And that's all he was really pretty
Yeah,
much saying.
and that's all he was saying. Like I just
friends, it'll make you just do all type of stuff. So he was like,
he said the next thing you know, you won the for sucking dick.
Yeah.
His references. So I mean, I feel like something did trigger him or something did happen.
Yeah. Somebody
but,
texted him something.
At the end of the day, I still think that he was like, that's still his delivery, and that's the type of comedian he is. So
He always
He's
been
been saying that long time ago. If you go back and look at a lot of his comedy shows, he's been saying the same thing. We just didn't understand.
He ain't just
what
picking
was
up on
saying.
yeah. So I don't know. I feel like he did it great as far as promotion and marketing, and he finna sell out this tour. And I hope Kevin Hart's wife is actually funny because
well, they said that she used to write his beginning stuff.
Oh shoot!
Like it was put out in a divorce. Like it was said, like she used to actually help him write all his beginning material.
Oh wow!
So I mean, it's a difference
okay,
between
shout out
writing
to
and
her.
actually delivering.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
hopefully she could deliver it like she did good on the writing tip. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that definitely is taking us into our very first topic because aligning yourself with the right people is
It just
important
feels like
in this
a
life.
really abrupt transition.
It is.
I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah, very abrupt. Cause
I'll let you make the connection. It's your show.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, cause like you said, coming up, he kind of started by himself, and then Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, and all them was there. It was a cabal. It was, you know.
He said cabal a couple of times. I said, okay. It's a cabal.
So
He hit the word real hard, too.
Every time. But
time.
no, so again, as far as aligning yourself with the right people, I don't feel like necessarily the way that Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and Ricky Smiley did it, whether they're a group or not. Like, what's wrong with them forming and doing that and helping each other come up, and then as opposed to Cat Williams just really getting it out the mud, or I was homeless. That's
I
their
think he
story.
was mainly saying that a lot of the stuff that they did, they didn't do. They didn't write their jokes. They didn't do the research. He's like, when he went back, he was talking about mainly like comedians like Richard Pryor, you know, the old heads that really wrote their stuff, you know, studied it, made sure it was funny, went over it, you know, had people, you know, giving them input on it versus someone giving you a script and you remembering it and you're reading it off and expecting it to be funny, you know. Like, I don't find Kevin Hart funny. At all.
Okay.
His beginning stuff, he was funny in, but some of his stuff nowadays is kind of like, I might chuckle or two.
It's scripted to me. A lot of the stuff.
It's the same
think-
formula.
But
Yeah,
again,
it's the same
it was a
formula.
plan. I mean, he already kind of had the plan for him. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we knew that coming out, so I don't think that was too much of a surprise.
Ricky Smiley has never really been funny, but when I heard him on the radio doing the grandmama joke,
Bernice,
you know what I mean?
I think
Yeah,
Ricky
that
Smiley.
and that was so
I like
old,
Ricky
like
Smiley.
that was GCI. You know, back in the day when you're listening to the radio.
I used
so,
to wake up in the
like,
morning,
yeah,
get ready for
I
school,
used to
listen
love
to
listening
that.
to that and finding it funny. You haven't moved on from that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, you haven't evolved. So for me, certain ones, I like to see them grow, and I just haven't seen them grow. Cat Williams, the only thing I can say about him, like, I felt like he's very educated. He's very smart.
He speaks.
He speaks very well, you know, and he has a lot of history behind the reason why he could play a pimp and the reason why
and that's
certain
cool.
things,
Yeah.
you know. But as far as some of them, I didn't like how they used to like talk bad about Bernie Mac.
Yeah,
You know
I think
what I
his
mean?
connection with Cat was more so like talking about them. I don't think it's necessarily the differences of getting it out of the mud and then grouping together. I think he was more so like, yeah, they came together, but they treated other people in shiesty ways to then come together as a team and do all that. Like, they stepped on all these other fucking people, like Bernie Mac and a lot of other people, so then they could be, like he said, the gatekeepers of it. And then, like, okay, we're going to pull y'all in because y'all fit our criteria. Cool. Type shit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who do that same thing, whether it's in business, even family. As far as that, they deal with who they're gonna deal with. So that's why, as far as staying focused on yourself and finding your people, you know, you have to try to draw yourself to exactly that right type of person. So that's why I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you elevate? How do you find yourself aligned with people? How do you know you're aligned to be with these people. You're in the right spot, type thing. Like, how do we get there? How do we stay away from the shiesty people or the people?
It's a dating process.
Yeah, it's just like dating. You gotta
Just
trial and error.
You gotta try it out. Try it out.
Because you
You
might
might
have
be
them
here
folks
for a
that-
minute
yeah.
with me, you know what I mean? And on the
You might have
same
something
Yeah,
for me
something
right
gonna
now.
come
It
out.
might not be. So
Right.
everybody's alignment don't always have to be
Right.
forever.
No.
Like that
Yeah.
person, okay.
Some people it's for a season, some people it's for forever.
I'm very much a seasons person. Very much a seasons person. Everything and everyone has a season, and some seasons are longer than others, and some are shorter. You know, and I'm a shoe person. I'm not a sneaker person. To be clear, to be absolutely 1,000%
There's
clear.
a difference.
There is definitely a difference, but I'm a shoe person, right? And so sometimes you go to the store and you see that badass pair of shoes just up there. You like, I'm about to bang in this, right?
Yeah.
And then you
About
put
to
them,
shit on 'em.
all of these hoes, all of these.
Now you know.
Right, now we make the
Now
connection.
you make the
Right, but then you take that shoe off the little shelf, you put it on your feet, and you're like, oh, you know, it's squishing my pinky toe a little bit, but it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute, right? And then you force it. And the next thing you know, you walking through the dinner party looking like a newborn baby deer because they just don't fit right.
Nah,
They don't fit right.
baby. I can see the
You know what I'm saying? You know that walking like right, and then before you know, you walking around barefoot on the pavement because you didn't make a good choice. You tried to force something, and I feel like relationships are a lot of the same way. I agree with you. You kind of have to date anybody, like whether it's romantic partner, friendships, jobs, whatever, and. You talked about, or you asked the question, like, how do you know that you're aligned? Like, you have to actually be asking yourself that question.
Am I
like,
aligned with
am I aligned? Is this the right place for me right now? And just because it was yesterday doesn't mean that it is today, and have to be honest with ourselves about that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because too many times we get into the pattern of it all. Like, this is just what I've been doing. This is just what I do. But when's the last time you asked yourself, like, am I being fed in this relationship? Right? Am I getting what I need? Am I able to give them what they need? And if the answer is no, then just
you're not aligned.
You are not aligned.
You are not gonna
know,
grow.
what parts of me am I compromising to stay in this space? And if those things that are being compromised, right, are things that you are not okay with, you have to be willing to say, okay, some gotta shake, some gotta change. And a lot of times we don't because I know this over here. I know this over here.
I'm
familiar with this. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'll deal with everything.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I'm more like I'm not a seasons person. I'm like a tree person. Like people have the root. Like some people come in my life, I see them like the root. I need them. And then it's like some people I think that they just the branch. And like it might break off and hey, it's down there on the ground, it's losing part of it. Some like a leaf. It just every time it just change color and go away. Like I kind of see people like that, but like my branches, my roots, I mean, I know who those people are. They're not going anywhere. Whatever the case, the branches, I want them to be the roots, but sometimes, you know, it don't work out that way. So I think that I need to just take a step back. And like you said, ask myself that question. What am I getting from this, or am I being fed? How does this person really make me feel, no matter what the situation is?
Because ultimately, at the end of the day, what we're talking about is change, and people hate change. All people hate change. I hate change. Like, I don't like it at all. Like, I'm not a fan. Like, I go somewhere and they change the recipe. I'm pissed. Like, what are you doing? We had something good going, right? But like when I think about relationships, again, of any kind, like every relationship has that new time where it's growing, it's budding, there's good stuff happening. Then there's also times of pruning, and that could be. It's not necessarily that the relationship has ended, but like we got to change something in order for it to keep going. And then everything has a period of death, right? Like everything dies at some point.
Yes, it does.
And sometimes it dies sooner than we want it to, but everything dies at some point. And accepting that is also a lot of times where we end up hurting ourselves because we refuse to accept it. So I just keep holding on. And grabbing and grabbing and grabbing. And I don't know about anybody else listening, but I'm definitely a believer of God. And like I feel like he tapped me on the forehead like, I told you, let it go. And I'm like, I don't wanna. You know what I'm saying? So then you end up hurt because you're trying to keep forcing something that really just don't fit anymore.
And me, I'm the type of, well, I'm not going to say I'm the opposite of that, but me, and I don't know if it's a Sagittarius thing, I can be like the wind. Like I can talk to you all day long, and then I cannot talk to you for 6 months, and I still want our relationship to be the same. Because like I don't
that's
feel
just
like
grown.
I'm not saying that I don't need you at the time, but I'm focusing on me. I have to, you know, make sure my health is good before I can help anybody else. But I've learned that a lot of people that love me think I'm shutting down and not including them, and not having them in my life daily like I used to. Like I'm about to be 50, so I feel like I'm anchoring on to something different for other things in my life that I want. You know what I mean? I look back at my bucket list and I'm like, 10 years ago I wrote this and I haven't did this, and this. Bump this, F this. Everything is shut down and I'm going to start focusing what the fuck I need to do. You know what I mean? And I feel like some of my relationships feel like that I'm leaving them.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't think I am. I feel like I'm growing, but I need room to grow.
Yeah.
Just like you need to put your plant, once it starts growing, it needs a bigger pot.
I know that in theory. I can't grow nothing for real. I can't. I can kill a cactus, but I feel. I know that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, I need a bigger pot. So not saying that I'm not taking you in the pot with me, but my pot needs to be bigger,
for sure,
fuller, so I can be able to give more and I can love more and I can be more accepting. But I know a lot of people in my life feel like I be shutting down, but I don't consider it shutting down. And it may be, you see what I mean? That's why you're on here. It may be shutting down, but I just feel like at this point in time, I can't have any distractions.
Well, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, but when you think about it, like a lot of times, like when I hear somebody say that, when I hear you saying that, to me what that means is that maybe just the people around you don't understand that. And so there's something that needs to be communicated in that way, right? Something maybe that you need to communicate to those people who are worth that communication, right? Because some people, like, I don't give a hell how you feel about how I'm moving right now. But then there's those other people that you really want to know, like, no, like, it's not about you right now. It's about me and them to be able to receive that, right? They got to be able to receive it. And it's just that constant kind of, like, reciprocation. But, that idea of, like, sometimes I just need no distractions, that's real. I think that happens for any of us. And I know I have those friends who I might not talk to for months, but as soon as I see them again, it's like we never left. And then there's those other people who need that constant contact, and I'm like, baby, I ain't got it. Right? Like that's just listen. I'm an Aquarius. I don't give a damn. Like I don't give a hell. But at the same time, so if we talk in alignment, the people around me, the people who are closest to me, know how I move. They know what to take personal, know what not to take personal. Right? This ain't got nothing to do with you. This just might have something to do with you. Right. Circle back when you got a minute. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that, like, are you okay with expressing that? Right? There's people that I feel really comfortable letting them know, like, hey, in this minute, I need some Tasha time. Right? I'm ready for you to fall back off me. I'll let you know when I'm ready. Right? And those would be my roots, right? When you go back to what you were saying, those are those rooted people that I know can love and accept me for who I am, wherever I am in that moment. And some of them leaves can't, and it's like, okay, cool. Well, it's been real.
Just whatever way the wind blow, they just go whatever.
Be ye blessed, and I'll see you later. Maybe bye.
That's facts. And I was gonna ask her too, like, when it comes to aligning yourself with the right people, like, how important is that in your mental health? Like, how do we get there? But you just basically asked, and she's just basically asked. So that was good there. Like, because it's like, I feel like that is big. Like, in order for you to really understand how to align yourself with the right people, your mental health has to come first. And taking yourself, taking that time out to yourself and cutting people off.
If I know I'm messing up, like, not being funny, some people may be in denial, but I know when I'm messing up. I know when my world not going right.
Yeah,
you know
you
what
definitely
I mean?
know.
So I just know I got to get back on track, and sometimes doing the same thing you've been doing to get your life unaligned is the stuff that you have to leave alone for a minute so you can get back on track. Not saying it's bad.
You just keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You're not gonna get there.
You gotta reset yourself sometimes. It really helps.
Yeah, no, for real. And I think too, to align yourself with the right people, or to see exactly, not even aligning yourself with the right people, maybe even aligning yourself with yourself, like trying to find yourself. You have to sow those seeds. You have to understand, like the Bible talks about love and wisdom and how to do those things. And that's sowing seeds, like looking at the bigger picture, planting that love and that righteousness, planting those positivities so that your life can, go and flourish and become, tenfold. Like, I think that all plays a big hand, and we don't talk about that enough or a lot in the Black community. Planting the right seeds. Everybody's so negative. And that's a seed, and I want people to understand that's still a seed you're sowing.
Yeah.
All that negativity, all that anger is a seed that you're sowing. You just gonna make
fake positivity.
The fake positivity. Your plant gonna just die and wither away. It ain't got nothing to help it grow.
Just so fake positive all the time.
Yeah,
I hate it so much.
Man,
I hate it so much.
Not all that positive stuff.
You are not grateful for every fucked up thing that's happened to you.
Come on now.
No, like that just pissed me off. Talk about somebody being tricked. No, I don't like it, right? Because if we talk about mental health, right? Because you know that's kind of what I do.
Yeah, right. For us black and brown folks.
For us black and brown folks, no, because we don't call it what it is.
Yeah.
We don't call it what it is. And so when we talk about like preserving or taking care of our mental health, we have a very limited view of what it means, and then we start thinking like, oh, if I just do this little gratitude journal every day, I'm gonna be all right. And no, ma'am. No, Miss Ma'am, no sir, no MERS. Like no, that's not what it is, right? Or if I go ahead and take this little bubble bath and sip on this little bottle of wine, I'm gonna be straight. That's my self care. No, ma'am, that's trash. Yeah. That is not enough, right? That's temporary, and frankly, it's just a distraction from the bullshit that's happening, right? Because as soon as I get out this tub, it's still right there. It's still right there, and then I'm gonna be pissed because all that relaxation done got blown because I had to worry about these bottles again, right? How many times you come off of vacation and come off vacation pissed because now right? So going back to like that fake, happy and overly positive, people tell themselves all the time, well, I'm grateful. It is okay to not be grateful for the bad things that have happened to you. It is okay to not be okay with the shits. It is okay. But we don't give ourselves that permission to do that, right? We say, no, if I say that it's not good, then somehow I'm not being a good Christian. Or I'm not being a good mom, or I'm not being a good wife, or I'm not being a good dad, whatever your particular roles are. That's not true, right? It is the other side to the coin, and it deserves honor and space too. I can say, you know what, actually, because like me personally, myself, Tasha, this last year have been like I've been going through the things, right? And I can say that, right? I can say that, and I can acknowledge it's not the only thing. There's definitely been good things, but there's also been some really hard times too.
How do you you there for everybody else? How do you take care of yourself?
I have to do it on purpose. You have to do it on purpose, right? Because if I tell myself, which I have definitely done plenty of times, which is why I've recognized, like, ooh, this is not that great. Like, I'll get to me eventually, right? I just got to do this over here. I'm going to get to me in just a minute. I'm going to do this over here. I tell people all the time, you have to be at the top of your to-do list, not at the bottom, right? Because how often do you ever get to the bottom of the to-do list? There's always she's staring real intently at somebody across the room, but I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna say no names about Alexis or nothing. But I love it. I ain't gonna say nothing about Alexis. But it's true. We do it all the time. I'm gonna do this other thing for this other person. I'm gonna take care of this thing over here. I'll get to me. And then we don't. And then before you know it, we're either exploding or we're imploding. Right? There's not enough PTO. There's not enough naps. Right, there's not enough bottles of wine or whiskey, because that's my particular thing. But there's not enough, right? Because you are so depleted that now, like you just broke.
Exhausted.
You are exhausted, and not just sleepy exhausted. Your soul is exhausted, right? And you deserve better than that. We deserve better than that.
So sick of trying.
I'm tired of you.
No, for real.
No, it's real. And so when you talk about how do you take care of yourself, you have to do it on purpose, and honoring and respecting the fact that, in the words of Deaconess Megan Thee Stallion, bad bitches have bad days too. That is, and that's okay. That's okay.
Bad bitches.
Listen.
Okay. I am one. I'm gonna turn myself aside and look like a bad bitch. They got me messed up today. I'm feeling so empowered. But no, like that's major. Like I want people to understand that you have to start taking everything serious because those are the seeds that you're sowing. Like that's exactly what you're getting used to and the distractions that you keep allowing to occur. So we gotta change the narrative. We gotta really focus on
look up and your whole garden is
full of weeds. And it's not only the things that I plant in my garden teach other people what they are allowed to plant in my garden. So if I don't take care of myself, I allow the bullshit. Right? And so if I treat myself well, if I am engaging in my own self-care and wellness and being honest with myself, then that means that all this other mess that folks are trying to bring won't be able to get through. Right? You teach people how to treat you. So if you keep getting the same treatment
okay?
over, baby, there is a
you.
code.
Thank you.
There is a code, and if necessary, that code changes when I need. You know what I'm saying? Like your access on Tuesday might not be the same as it was on Thursday. Like, don't play with me. Don't play with me.
That's okay, and that is okay. It's okay to cut people off. It's okay to do what's best for you. Especially what you say. Put yourself number one. Put yourself at the top. Put yourself at the top because you're already gonna go through enough life changes. You're already gonna go through
whether you
enough
want to or not.
heartbreak.
Baby.
We're gonna go through enough job losses or layoffs or people dying that are close to us, whatever the case may be. And I think that that's why it's important to, you know, align yourself, have your people, have your roots, sow your seeds, your right seeds, and then most importantly, I don't know if I ever have been the same person after anything that has ever happened to me, but do you ever get yourself back? Do you just go and grow and become somebody new?
I don't think so. I feel like you either elevate and become better than who you was from that situation, or you like the same, but you know what not to do no more type thing. Because I know for myself personally, I'm not the same person that I was after all my stuff at all.
Nothing about you?
Probably like my foundation, like my beliefs, you know, that stuff like is the same, yeah. But like how I move and just my personality and things, nah, I'm different completely.
I think I remain the same, but the way I allow someone to treat me or enter my world again is totally different.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to take my happiness. You're not going to be able to change my spirit, my good nature. I will never allow no one to take that from me. But as far as like allowing me to be friendly and open to you from jump, you know what I mean? How some people can be 100 from jump and then you get mistreated. So you're like, oh, I'm not, that's how I am. You know what I mean? I'm guarded.
Yeah.
And then when you earn, I can see that, you know, you've been the same person or we have the same type of relationship from jump. Then I'm like, okay, we're on the same page. I can be, you know what I mean, friendly and all that and open. But like in the beginning, no. I've certain relationships has changed me as a person, as a woman, and it will never be the same.
Absolutely.
You know? But
I think one of the things that I heard that was the most, that has stuck with me the most, I do a lot of like education and stuff around like trauma and resilience and all this other stuff. And a lot of times when you talk about resilience, people talk about like bouncing back. And this one woman who was in one of my workshops was like, I don't want to bounce back, I want to bounce better. Right? So even if this thing that happened was terrible, like I want something to come from it, right? And that always stuck with me because like kind of what you all are saying is that like bounce back means I'm going back to where I was before it started, but like bouncing better implies like I'm going forward, I'm changed in a way that I have learned from, or I have something new from. I've gained something from this experience. Nothing is meaningless, basically, you know, and I think that is really important. I can acknowledge and recognize those things of me that are unshakable, that don't move. And maybe those things that I need to change up a little bit, you know, maybe to protect myself. But then also recognizing, like, we don't want to be so hardened by those things that nobody can ever get through, right? I'm so changed, right? I'm a whole brand new bitch, you know, like, don't play. I'm
still learning.
So like, I have been there though. I've been so changed, you know, for years.
We talk about those walls that come up.
And I will.
Is it?
And some walls are okay. I'm gonna say some okay to have. So when we talk about walls, we talk about boundaries, right? Like some of them are okay, but there's different kinds. Right. So there's definitely some boundaries that I have that are concrete. That they are concrete. It is non-negotiable. There's some that might be written in chalk. You know what I'm saying? We see what happens. But most of it, I'm just saying, you know, just smudge it out a little bit with my toe. Like, you know, we don't need that. It's fine. But then there's others, and most of them I feel like are more like this, are more like Jell-O, right? Like if you think about Jell-O, like when you first touch, you can't really get through it too much. But if you try, you know, you can work through it. But then also you can send it right on back if it ain't working. And that's okay, right? There's different kinds of boundaries. You can have different kinds of boundaries for different kind of people. Absolutely. It's some people I know I have to be ultra firm with, like absolutely not, because if I don't, you're gonna compromise. You're just gonna keep going,
right?
And there's other people who get more flexibility from me, and I can recognize that maybe you started out as a Jello person, but baby, you have to move you on over to that concrete. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's fine. That's okay. And I think sometimes what happens is we allow people in. They engage in their fuckery, and now we don't trust ourselves because of what they did.
My judgment.
Right. Exactly. And we forget. No, they had choices too. Yeah. They had just as much responsibility in this as me. I am not somehow flawed and wrong because I attempted to trust this person or I believe their mess. It looks true. But now that I know it's not, I'm gonna send you right on back through the Jello. Send you right on back. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay, but we're so hard on ourselves. Most of the times when we make choices and decisions, it may not always be the right choice the first time, right? But we don't give ourselves that grace all the time, right? So.
We just got therapeutic.
Oh God!
We just got our Thera-Tee.
Get therapized up in this mother.
Thera-Tee from Tasha Turner. No, for real.
Drop a gem.
So what is, like, when people come see you or when you're talking to a woman or a black woman or whatever the case, what is, like, is there something that you see more than another, an issue that they have more than, like, one more than the other? Or is it kind of all over the spectrum?
I think they come in and they call it many different things, but at the end of the day, most of the time what comes through my door is depression. Okay. More than anything else. Followed by very closely by trauma. They won't call it that a lot of times. Many times they're coming in thinking they need to fix themselves because somebody else told them that they need to, or they're angry or job this or parenting that. Boo thing, this, that, and the third. But more often than not, it's depression. They just don't have the language for it. Because it can also look very different. People think of depression, they think it's just sadness, and I just can't get out of bed.
So what type of depression?
Yeah, because it's different, right? So yeah, there is definitely that kind of depression, that kind of like feeling like I just can't get going. You know what I'm saying? I just can't move. But then there's also depression that can show up and look like anger. Right, so I'm not just like stuck under the bed. I'm flipping that bitch, like wow, like I'm angry all the time, right? It happens. It happens a lot, and so we get labeled with things, having anger issues and being aggressive. And I would say for men, it shows up mostly that way too. But no, like there is that stifling of self and feeling stuck in some way. And for some people, when they feel stuck, they shut down, and for some people, when they feel stuck, they explode. Right? Or it's a nasty mix of both, and they can't quite figure it out. And like I said, they recognized a while ago it was an issue, but they wait until it's a crisis to come to me. And so while it might have started as more mild, by the time I get to them, it's a little more severe, and we're doing damage control before we can even work on what started the thing in the first place.
Snowflake, now it's a snowball.
Baby, listen, now we're in the snowpocalypse.
Snow for real. So depression, and I know for a fact that seasonal depression is something too.
Oh, for sure.
That's definitely major.
For sure.
What gems or what tips would you say for people to handle that, or just anything? Just talk to your therapist more.
Get you one, first of all. Get you one. But I would say a lot of it is prevention, right? So before it's an issue, filling that cup up, knowing the things that you need, being honest with yourself about what you need. If you know that this is a cycle for you, right? That around these months, especially here in Michigan, my God, we won't see the sun for what feels like months.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's always dark.
6 months.
Yeah, it's just gloomy in general. I mean, if you can, you do your thing if you can. I don't have that flexibility. But it's like, okay, if I don't have the sun, what do I have? What are the things that do bring me uplift, that bring me joy, that bring me peace? I know that's the season that I'm in. I'm one of those people who leans definitely more towards the explosive side of things. I definitely tend to be a table flipper. But I'm recognizing I'm in this season where I need peace, and doing that on purpose, right? Looking for those things, surrounding yourself by the people who can say hey Tosh, you seem a little off today, right? I have those people in my life for which I'm incredibly grateful, because there may be times when I don't see it, right? I'm so deep in it that I don't see it, so they have to tap me on the shoulder, and because of the nature of our relationship, I can receive that from them, right? Some random person at McDonald's say that to me, I'm like, get on my face and get my nuggets, you don't know me, get my nuggets, run me extra sauce for the inconvenience. beans, you know. But those going back to what you know, those roots, they can talk to me a little bit differently, and I'm sure you can think of people in your own life. So just that prevention of knowing that might come up for you, or just asking, you know, like, hey, like person that I love and knows me very well, do you ever notice certain patterns in me? Do you notice that I'm off at a certain time of year? Because it might not be the snowy season, but you know, a lot of us have dealt with really hard losses in life, and so certain anniversaries may come around, and you might not even be thinking of that date, right? But your body remembers, and so you change in subtle ways you may not realize, but the people around you will realize. The people who are closest to you will realize. They may not know if they can say anything to you. So if you open that door, like, hey, do you ever notice I'm off a little bit? Does this tend to happen? And they might say, you know, actually around July, you turn into a whole different, you know what I'm saying? And that's important to know, you know what I'm saying?
March hit, baby.
Yeah.
What's that thing say, 72 degrees or something? I'm every woman. It's right now I feel bad for my girlfriend because I'm just like, you know, Eeyore, but you know,
At least you got somebody though.
Yeah, yep, I do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's important.
And that somebody may be somebody that you live with. It might not be, right? You might have, whether it's friends, family members, a real cool co-worker, I don't know. But chances are the people you spend a lot of time around recognize more patterns about you than you realize, right? And again, you got to be open to receive it. Can you ask for the feedback and then receive it? Because don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
That's it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What you over there laughing at, girl?
Everybody can't talk to me.
And that's real. That's real.
That's
real. You know what I mean? I don't take everything well that people say to me. I may be able to, we can have a conversation, but then you say something I don't like, I may not talk to your ass for like the next year.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just Tasha. You know what I mean? And sometimes I feel like that's the bad part of me. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like I should take it personal, but I do.
I'm with you.
Like, and I shouldn't take it personal. It should be, okay, well, this person cares about me. They care enough to say this, you know what I mean? They want to articulate this, and bitch, you took it that way. You took it all the way that way. You know, I ain't talking to that bitch, but fuck her. You know what I mean? Really?
You gonna tell me about
that?
myself, she don't even know you.
But I asked you. You see what I mean? So I can reflect. That's why I laugh about it, because I know, like, my quirks. It's just me, you know what I mean? And I try to work through that, you know, Black people therapy. Jesus, please just take this out of my heart.
How's that going?
Jesus, let it go.
Is that working out for you?
No.
Okay. I'm just checking.
And see, I'm a
checking.
realist about all the stuff that I can do wrong, that I do wrong in my life. I'm a realist with it, you know what I mean? And no, it don't work. I just talk to God. I'm like, Jesus, please take this hard out of my heart. Next day, I can't stand that.
We didn't ask Jesus to be a fence for so long. I mean,
he tired of building fence.
Yeah.
Okay. But see, so I'm glad you said that though. No, but see, I'm glad you said that, because you are definitely not the first person I've ever heard anything like that from, right? And so what happens is we say, Jesus, take this thing from me. Jesus, help me. Jesus, help me. And he sends us help in the version of, I don't know, something like a therapist. And we're like, oh, no. Jesus working on it. He gonna send me some help. And you're like, I'm waiting on my miracle. And your miracle like, but here I am, sis. How you doing? How you feeling? No, I'm waiting on
next
Jesus
Tuesday at 3
to take it off my heart. Oh, all right, very good. You know what I'm saying? So we think that our prayers and our miracles are gonna manifest in this magical way, when really he sends his people, and we be like, nah, I'm straight, dog. Like, and he like, how much more fencing can I do? Like,
oh, make sure we go back at 45 minutes talking. That is perfect. I got the highlight.
I swear, I've done that many times where it'd be like, man, I need this, and it'd be like, okay, Sean, we got a plan for this, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna just stay right here and let it work it out. My anxiety,
we are definitely
like, I be knowing
that's
like,
the
I
other
need
one.
this, but then it's like, China, your anxiety, you just not ready yet.
Yeah.
So I psych myself out.
Yeah.
Even going to do
but
something.
the anxiety is always something you could talk about too, because I had to talk to my therapist about that.
Yeah.
As you should.
They tried to say I had white coat syndrome. No, I have social, like generalized anxiety, no matter where I go.
Yeah.
But I've worked through that. Now
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
goofy. I got to find a balance though. It's just now I'm just
But
everywhere
see,
I go.
The other thing though, because you said something else. You said like the bad parts of you and the shoulds. And that's one of the first things I tell people to throw out is this idea that these things are bad, that judgment that we place on ourselves, and the shoulds and have tos.
That's basically
There are no shoulds and have tos. The only thing I have to do is die at the end of the damn day. And
Pay these
I don't even say pay taxes because I mean you can try to get it if you want to, but
I ain't got nothing for you to get either.
That's
so.
what I'm saying. Like what the old folks say, you can't get blood out of turnip or whatever it is. I don't know. But anyway, like there are those things that maybe I want to do, but even just that small change in wording, like I should or I have to, changing it to I would like to or I want to, because when I say I should or I have to, if I fall short, there's no room. Yeah, I have completely failed. Whereas if I should and I want to leave space for, you know what, maybe I got close and I can celebrate that, right? I maybe have done exactly.
Yeah.
I've made some level of progress. It's not all or nothing.
Right.
Because when it becomes all or nothing, it's more likely that I'm going to fail than succeed. And again, we deserve better than that.
All or nothing.
Many of us do. Many of us do.
My thinking in my life,
Yep.
all or nothing.
It's either all of it or none of it.
Yeah.
It's either all of it or none of it. We can't tolerate being in the gray, in the maybe a little bit whatever. Because again, especially as Black women, we get that message of like, do all of the things, do all of them well, and don't complain about it. And that is trash. It literally kills us. Literally kills us. But we keep going. We keep going. We keep going.
I'm telling you, I'm not going. I'm going to do everything for Talisha that
Good.
I possibly can.
Good.
You can ask anybody about me.
And I will.
Okay.
And I
I
will.
don't play about me.
Okay.
I'll be messaging Alexa like, is she doing this?
Probably
shit?
not. Don't do
that, 'cause
I'm probably not doing it. I'm probably not.
Don't
But
tell
yeah.
me.
And as she should, because we'll do that too. Like, oh, I got this. It's all me. New year, new me, 2024. And then you ask people around you, like, nah, she on the same
she's still going
bullshit.
the same.
She ain't changed
She
at
might
all.
be trying to get some sponsorships or something for her podcast, but she's still doing the same stuff for everybody else.
Yeah.
We know
Yeah.
how this goes. But I'm working on it. I'm
As-
working progress.
Look, and that's okay. A work in progress.
That's it. But no, so you said you force yourself or you do it on purpose to take care of yourself. And this last year for you was just
Trash.
Complete
and utter trash.
And where are you now mentally?
Um,
Because right now, of course, obviously you seem great.
I mean, I'm stressed. I ain't never gonna be ugly, but like, I'm gonna always be cute. Like, to be clear.
Tasha.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
Okay? Like, people say, you don't look like what you're going through. Like, bitch, I said I'm stressed, not
Right,
ugly.
that's
Like,
What's it supposed to look like?
I don't want to
No,
look like
but-
I'm going through shit.
Hilarious.
you know, I would say it's better-ish in the way that I've made some very hard choices and decisions, and have been really intentional about closing out the noise.
Okay.
Right, because some of the choices and decisions that I've had to make, other people had opinions about, had advice that I did not ask for, and I'm not a fan of unsolicited advice.
Okay.
I ain't asked you, baby. I ain't asked you, and there's probably a reason I didn't ask you, and so you can feel free to keep that to yourself. So I've just been in a space of just cutting out that distraction and noise because it's not serving me in any way other than just adding to that mental load, and I don't have the space for it. And in that time of just cutting out those distractions, just really sitting with myself and like, can I be okay with this choice? Because at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to live with it.
That's it.
Right. I'm the one who has to be okay with whatever happens in the after. And I've really settled into, I am okay with it. It sucks right now. It hurts right now. It's hard right now. And I'm making this choice on purpose. I know that what comes next will be better. I just have to get through this part right now, and I can be okay with that.
Storms don't last forever.
That's facts.
Listen, they might last a little while. I said something the other day. I was like, it feels like I've been trying to survive a hurricane with a Dollar General umbrella.
Damn.
And it really does. Like, I'm just out here.
You just hanging on by a thread, literally.
Not-
Listen,
listen,
blow away.
listen.
Oh,
The umbrella that
man.
flipped
Right.
It'll,
The metal
it'll
hitter in the
bend a
face,
little bit.
The metal spokes that flew out. You know,
my socks all squishy. Like I'm just out here, but I'm out here though. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pushing.
So that's that positive seed right there. Like a lot of people, like I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. This is the end of the world.
Well, and I don't know exactly what it's gonna look like. That honesty of that, I don't know exactly what it's gonna be. It is not gonna be sunshine and rainbows going through this period of change for myself and people around me. And what else is true is that I'm a badass bitch and I'm gonna make it through. Okay. Right? Like it's the both and. Right. And y'all gotta excuse me. I'm a Christian, but I cuss a lot. And that's just what I went to church today, and I do, and I would go to church every day, and I do my daily podcast, and still gonna get on here too. Right. And I'm with it. I love the honesty. But no, that's fact. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I be working on it. You know, I try not to cuss.
I don't even try not to cuss.
But, you know,
like it just is what it is.
Friend. You got I accept you for who you are.
I try to lessen
like
it
a demon. I don't think it's like a demon thing. You know, people make it bad. I think it's a form of expression.
I feel like it's glitter. It's glitter for my sentences, right? Just a little razzle-dazzle.
See, hers lands a lot smoother than yours. You be like, shut the fuck, you know. she just she started in there. You know, yeah. Yours is different. You go real hard, but
I'm a very blunt and harsh person.
That's okay.
Me too. I'm a very blunt person too. For me, like I don't like to sugarcoat things. I'm not gonna tell you things just to be quote unquote nice because being nice, trying to save your feelings, means that I'm not always being fully honest with you, right? Like I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be honest. You know, I try to learn. I've had to become a little more tactful because sometimes I'll be a little too honest too quick, and I realize not everybody can receive that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I try to ask people all the time, be like, look, you want me to sugarcoat it, or you want me to give it to you my way? A lot of people say they want it my way, but I'd be like, I'll sugarcoat it for you.
No,
I don't even do that. I don't even ask. Right. Like if you, and what I will ask people sometimes, and this is just because of the nature of what I do. Like, are you asking Tasha your friend, or are you asking Tasha the therapist? Because I might give you slightly different answers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like as a therapist, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm more likely gonna ask you a question that's gonna make you think about it and look at me crazy. Your friend is gonna be like, quit being stupid. You know what I mean? Like it's different.
Why are you being dumb?
Right? Why are you doing the thing we said we wouldn't do?
Point blank, period. I love it. And then outside of the advice you gave us, like, you know, it's okay to not be okay. But before we close out, just what else advice can you give? Not even women, men, parents, everybody.
All the people. I got a quick question before we end. Do you think they should have like real counseling sessions in school? You know what I mean? To get them used to talking to someone instead of waiting till you're an adult and not knowing you have resources.
Yeah. Well, I think about it like this. You didn't wait until you were an adult to go to the doctor for the first time, to take care of your physical health. Right. You know, we spend a lot of time emphasizing, and I guess this would answer also your question too, like we spend a lot of time emphasizing like physical health and completely forgetting that your mental and physical health are one and the same. Right? Your mental and your physical health are just your health. And if you don't know how to take care of, we not scissoring.
My bad. I was trying to.
I'm trying to be serious. I know. And you over here.
It's me. She heard me. It really me too.
No,
let me make my damn point.
I was trying to throw it off by myself.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
You know, this is. Go ahead.
Anyway. Yeah.
Physical and mental health. We're there. Go ahead.
And I mean that can include you on your little sister thing too. I mean it's whatever. I mean, look, you bump and grind how you feel.
Okay.
But anyway, your mental and physical health, they are one and the same in the way that if you have to take care of both of them. And if one is suffering, they will both suffer. Right? That's why you see people who might work out every day drop dead from a damn heart attack. Like there are other things going on. And so when you think about our children, we need to be teaching them this from jump. Right? So that way as they get older, it's not weird to talk to somebody. It's not odd to have to say, you know, I need help with this thing. It doesn't feel somehow shameful or, you know, like I feel guilty because I want to do it. No. It's the same as going in for my annual checkup. You know, so when people think about therapy, they think about like this intense thing. And for some people it is, and for some people, it is that every week. But then there's also those people who are on maintenance. They come, they see me maybe twice a month or once a month. damn near like the dentist, once a quarter, like whatever is going to help your mental health. So yes, we do need to make this a normalized conversation for our kids, for everyone, right? That it doesn't matter your age, your race, your gender, your anything, that this is something we all deserve to have. We all get to have mental wellness. We all get to have full body, mind, and spirit wellness. And whatever you need is okay, right? Nobody gets to decide that for you, and whatever you need is okay.
And I feel like a lot of people gotta realize too, you don't have to have your life in shambles to go to therapy.
Absolutely
not.
Not.
Because even like
a lot
little
of people think
children,
like, I gotta be going through a whole bunch of stuff just to go talk. No,
it doesn't
you
have to
actually
be
completely fine. And just look for
that's
that
just saying
guidance.
maintenance. I just want to maintain what I feel right now.
It might be some, and for some people they think, it like only certain kinds of issues are worthy of therapy. Like, no, it might be something that's very time limited, that is time limited. That doesn't mean you don't need a little help through it, right? You might, there's people who come in working on and through stuff from childhood, and then there's people who just working on, like, I'm transitioning into a new career, and I need a space to be able to talk about that without judgment, without worry, and to work through this very temporary and time limited thing. All of those things are worthy.
Up in there like, I'm about to be 40, but I still look 18. What do I do?
Shut up.
It's time I just accept it. No, y'all think I really need to go to therapy for that? Y'all laughing? See, I'm
laughing because I know it's true.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing.
And I will come to Dynamic Uplift, but y'all don't want you to be biased against me and be in there like.
Well, I love you, but I can't be your therapist.
Why?
Because I'm your friend, nigga.
Oh. Nigga, you see how I talk to you? You see how I'm talking to you right now?
But I'm happy to help you find a therapist, right?
Just be like, my friend, she's still little, And
see, I want me a brown therapist.
I
want a brown therapist because I just feel like they can relate to a lot of the topics
differently.
That I would talk about.
Absolutely.
Going to just like a regular therapist, especially around here. It's not too many brown ones. Like I have, my insurance pays for therapy, and when I go in the little app and look for it, is far and few in between brown.
You'd be like Rebecca Stein. You'd be like, Rebecca.
Well, so this is what I'll say about that.
I like to support our community
for sure.
I feel like they didn't got educated and they can relate more to me, and I feel comfortable talking to them.
Actually look out for you.
We talk to each other differently. You know what I'm saying? And that is a real thing. And when it comes to therapists, and this is the last thing I'll say on that, unless you want me to say something, but is that you have the right to find the therapist that fits you best. And if that means somebody you feel like culturally is going to relate to you better, do that. Whether you want them to be brown, whether you want them to be a brown woman, a brown man, whatever. But what I'll also say is, try it out. Just because one therapist didn't work for you doesn't mean another one wouldn't. Right, so you might see somebody who on paper looks like they're going to be a great fit. You get 1 or 2 sessions in and you're like, you know what, actually this doesn't work for me. That's okay. That doesn't mean therapy doesn't work. It just means that particular relationship won't work. And chances are the therapist will know that. I am quick to let a client know, you know what, actually, this may not be vibing, but based on what I've learned from you, this is a colleague that I think would work really well. We don't take it personally, right? Because therapy is all about the relationship. If we cannot connect, I can't be of help to you, right? You're not going to trust me enough to help you, right? And so I am not going to hold on to you as a client just because. I'm not going to do that, right? So people will sometimes think if they had a bad experience that means therapy doesn't work. It just means that particular shoe wasn't for you. You maybe need to go on head over to the sneaker section because that stiletto wasn't working, and that's okay. That's okay.
Period. Because I'm going to get me one.
I'm
going to get me a little stud. I'm going to get me a stud therapist too.
They exist.
I know they do. You talking about here we go.
No,
I'm for real.
That's why I'm like,
anyway.
And I know a couple of really good ones.
See, thank you. I don't want them to be like finer than me or nothing like that. I'm working on myself.
That's why I said here we go, because I knew it was going to be.
I can't judge that part.
I'd be damned if I go see a buff one with a tight fade.
That's why I know.
No, thank you.
As soon as she walk over that long and you got a fade.
I'm good.
The motherfucker buff
the one I was thinking of has a fade, wear a bow tie. But this another one too, though. It's another one too, though.
Cool. That's all right. Because I'll be in there like,
yeah, this isn't working out.
I'll be like, no, because how you gonna help me and I want to look like that? Like, no, I'm good. Okay. Anyway.
You got to deal with your insecurities.
Thank you. Work on me, friend. Tell me about
Get
myself.
on my face.
I'm gonna work on it. But no, are you doing virtual? Is it all in person? How do they find you?
So right now my practice is all telehealth, which means it's all virtual. And that's really been the blessing in disguise of COVID is that you can work with somebody anywhere now, right? So for Michigan, for example, you have to be licensed in the state of Michigan to see somebody here. But, you could, so I live currently in the Detroit area most of the time, but it doesn't matter where I am. Like I have clients who've been in Muskegon and Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo while I'm over here chilling in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? And that, because we have that platform available, most therapists do still offer that right now, and especially Black and brown folks, because we know there's not as many of us, right? And so now you can get to us anywhere. And I would say, if you see someone and for some reason you can't connect with them or it doesn't work, don't be afraid to ask them if they have those referrals, right? Somebody reached out not too long ago and asked me, and I wasn't a good fit, but based on what they needed, I could refer them to 3 other Black women who I knew would better fit their criteria based on what they needed financially, right? And so don't be afraid to reach out and just, especially if you have no idea what you're doing, you don't know how to navigate, be like, hey, help me, we'll do that, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Dynamic uplift. I love that. How'd you come up with that name, Kobe?
So I was just really no, no, but the uplift thing was there immediately. But I was thinking about like.
Do you got the hands like this?
No. I wanted something that conveyed movement,
okay,
right? A little bit of movement. You know what I'm saying? But then also just the fact, like, just being multidimensional. And my thing that I tell people is like, for when you're working with me, whether it's in therapy or in my workshops or whatever, that I want you to bring your whole self so you can leave as your best self, right? That's my tag. All your parts and pieces are welcome in my space.
Say that. Don't say that.
Snaps and claps.
The girl was getting her PhD. Y'all pray for my friend. She is just amazing. Thank you, Tasha.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's why so many gems.
So many gems. I knew she would.
So glad that you came.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we have to do this again.
You already knowing.
That's Tasha T. She went to middle school and high school with me.
Go Giants.
Okay.
Go Lady
05.
Giants.
All right.
Period.
Yep. But yes, thank you. China, you got anything?
No, just stay blessed and highly favored.
Stay blessed, because we are blessed in this place. Blessed. All right, we're going to get out of here. It's not he say, it's not she say, it's
T say.